On this Civic, this is the P0339 diagnostic path for the 1.5L engine. P0339 points us toward the crankshaft position sensor signal. In plain terms, the PCM may be seeing a crank signal that does not stay in the expected relationship. The vehicle may crank, run unevenly, hesitate, or set the light depending on when the signal problem shows up. Broadly, this can involve the sensor circuit, connector and terminal condition. Grounds, the CKP pulse plate, or the sensor itself. Before getting deep into testing, start with the basic system checks and follow a structured diagnostic approach. If other codes or indicated systems are present, check what they mean first so you are not chasing a symptom from another system. The diagnostic logic here is about crankshaft synchronization. The PCM is watching the CKP reference pulses, and if the pulses between those reference pulses are outside the specified value, it treats that as an abnormality and stores P0339. So the path is not just throw a sensor at it. Work through the signal path and the mechanical target the sensor reads. For confirmation, run the checks in order. First, start the engine and let it idle for 10 seconds or more. While it is idling, monitor the HDS-OBD status for P0339. If the failure duplicates here, the confirmation part is complete. If the idle check does not duplicate it, move to the road test portion. Test drive the vehicle for several minutes in the same range as the recorded onboard snapshot parameters, using engine speed and vehicle speed as the guide. Then monitor the HDS-OBD status again for P0339. Keep verification separate from the inspection work. First prove whether the fault can be duplicated, then move into the circuit and component checks. Next, inspect the CKP sensor circuit connectors. Check for a secure connection and for loose terminals at the CKP sensor and at the PCM. If the connections and terminals are okay, keep moving. If anything is abnormal there, the problem is in the connections or terminals, and that needs to be addressed before judging the sensor or pulse plate. After that, check the connector and terminal condition at the engine ground and body ground. Again, you are looking for a secure connection and loose terminals. If those ground side connections and terminals are okay, continue. If they are abnormal, the problem is in those connections or terminals. If the connection checks pass, remove the CKP sensor so the pulse plate can be inspected. Then visually inspect the CKP pulse plate for looseness or damage. Normal is no looseness and no damage. If it is loose or damaged, the problem is with the CKP pulse plate. If the connector checks, ground checks, and CKP pulse plate inspection all indicate normal condition, then the remaining CKP sensor is determined to be the cause. That conclusion comes at the end of the path, after the circuit connections and the pulse plate have been checked. The key with P0339 is to prove the fault, then work from the outside in. Confirm the code behavior, check the CKP and PCM connections, check the engine and body grounds, inspect the pulse plate, and only then judge the CKP sensor. After any correction, verify the repair by repeating the confirmation approach and confirming P0339 stays gone. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.